And now your next act on the show from Slovenia, it's Tin Vodopivec. Hi Tin, how's Ljubljana? How's things in Slovenia?
Yeah, things are really good. Yeah, I'm just here in a Radio Slovenia studio. Radio Slovenia, the only radio studio in Slovenia. Slovenia is very small, 2 million people, so it's good enough, yeah.
All I really know about Slovenia is you're meant to be a nation of bee lovers.
Yes.
Is this true?
Bees, we love bees. We love them too much, actually.
What does that mean? Care to specify, how does a man love a bee too much?
Well, it's complicated. It's like there's 1 in 200 people in Slovenia engaged in beekeeping.
But why? Why is it?
I don't know. We just love honey, I guess. Like even when I was growing up, I wanted to be a beekeeper because that's like a great job when you're a kid. You feel like I'm going to be in the nature. I'm going to have honey all the time. But then I realized that beekeepers are actually thieves. They steal honey, and then, the bees, they only live like 4 or 5 days, so they get robbed like 5 times. That's why they die. They died of heart attack.
What a tragic Balkan twist on an otherwise lovely fact. And what's the stand-up scene like in Slovenia?
It's growing. When I started, my first gig was in 2006, and that was probably one of the first gigs ever in Slovenia. I remember because we didn't have really comedy before 2006, before internet and YouTube came. So they used to say to me, people would come up and they would say like, "You're a standby comedian, that's good, standby." I would be on standby all the time.
What's the traditional entertainment in Slovenia? If stand-up's only been around for a couple of years, what did,
Well, before that, people would dress as doctors, and then they would tell old jokes that would end with hemorrhoids.
I gotta say, that sounds pretty awesome. So they dress as an otter. An otter?
As a doctor.
A doctor.
Changes everything.
How across 2 countries am I the only person that heard otter and not doctor? You all heard doctor. Well, the other thing that I know about you is that you hold the record for having done 7 gigs in 7 countries in 7 languages in 7 days. That is incredibly impressive to British people. 7 languages. They didn't know that existed. And none of them have worked for 7 days. So tell me about it. Where were the countries? When did it happen? How did it come about?
Yeah, it happened in December 2017. I just had too much time. I just thought, because I've been doing comedy in 2-3 languages. I've been doing it all over the Balkans, and then in English a little bit, and did it a little bit in French. And then I thought, since I've been doing it in 3 languages, why wouldn't I do it in 7? It sounds more magical, and let's do it in 7 days to even make it look harder.
So the
I learned Polish from scratch. So it was English, German, French, Polish, Slovenian, and then Serbian and Macedonian.
Wow. That is really impressive. And which is the best language to do comedy in?
I don't know. For Slovenian, my mother tongue it's the easiest. I feel like I can run, I can do everything. Then probably English and Serbian are the closest to me.
And German, I've tried to tell jokes in German. It's hard because the verb comes at the end of the sentence.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You know everything about the joke except what the man was doing.
Yeah, you always have to be, at the end you always have to be da-da-da zu haben.
Understand, yes. A funny thing was happening, and we know who it was to, but what was it doing?
But what I did in Polish, I made a mistake in Polish where I left the middle section of the joke. So I just did the premise and then the punchline. And I forgot to do a sentence in the middle. So it was basically like, 2 guys went inside and one said, "What?" And people were just like, And I was like, yeah.
Well, what do you think? Would you care to do some stand-up comedy for us right now at the BBC Radio Theatre?
Well, sure, since we're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Slovenia, will you please welcome to the screen Tin Vodopivec!
Thanks, guys. Thanks. So I am, from Slovenia. Slovenia. I was growing up near the border with Croatia in a little town, and my grandpa, he had some crazy teaching methods. Like there's a Romani village next to this city where we lived, and every time we would pass by, he would slow down the car like he's going to throw us out, like he's going to leave us there. So every time he was like, "Were you a good boy this week? Huh? And just in fact, yeah, really good, really good." And he was like, "I don't know, I'm not sure." He did that for 10 years. But I did a show in Croatia, in Zagreb, and I slept at his friend's house. And in the morning, his daughter woke up and she saw me sleeping on the couch. And she was like, "Daddy, there's someone on the couch." And he was just being Croatian. And he said like, "Yeah, that is a Slovenian." Which sounded like, "These are the creatures I talked to you about. Trust them. They live north of the wall." But Croatians are in the EU, and Slovenians were in the European Union. Now Serbia wants to join the EU. I think like it kind of looks like when Serbians are going to join, it's going to be over already. It's like a party. You come at 4 a.m. and everyone's left. You know? Serbia be like, "We're here, finally, we're in." And then just, the room is empty. There's glass on the floor, blood on the walls, and just a Greek guy lying on the table. Hey, everyone left already. Does anyone have any money to borrow? One drink. I am quite famous in Slovenia. In all of Slovenia. We have 8 fans on Facebook. We finished a tour. Well, it's not really a tour where you just drive half an hour from your house, drive back the same night. If you drive for like 45 minutes, I'm in Austria already. Oh no, we went too far. But you probably noticed that Slovenia managed to infiltrate into the White House. Yes, we did it through our very own Melania Trump. She's from Slovenia. She's Slovene. She's not human. She's a robot. She's designed to infiltrate the White House. So who's in charge now, suckers, huh? We're in charge. Yes. Our president has a joystick. All right, to wrap it up a little bit, as you probably remember, Slovenia used to be part of a boy band called Yugoslavia. We were pretty big in the 80s, won some championships. But as with all boy bands, there's a lot of ego and drugs. And so we kind of split horribly. There was a horrible war. But Slovenia, we were lucky. We were the first to get out. We had 10 days of war. We were like Robbie Williams in Take That. Let's get out of here. Let's get drunk. And I was 8 years old when we had war. I was just visiting my grandparents for summer vacation. So I remember, because the city where my grandparents live has a nuclear power plant. And there was a threat of bombing the nuclear power plant, so they gave us gas masks. That's going to save all the trouble. And when I say gas masks, I mean one gas mask per family. We had one gas mask. I remember watching it and thinking, like, who's going to wear it? Should be me. I'm the future. And I thought, like, well, Grandma, she's the only one who can cook. So without her, we're dead anyway. Yeah. Because we were kids, we were talking. My neighbor, he told me that radiation travels 100 kilometers per hour. So as a kid, I thought, like, all right, so if we get in a car and drive 110 kilometers per hour, we will run away from radiation. And it's a cartoon, and radiation is just a big cloud chasing us, just being, and we're in the car just going, Grandpa, drive faster, faster. And Grandpa is like, this is a Yugo, it doesn't go more than 90. Be like, no, Grandpa, radiation, go faster. But even if radiation would be chasing us, when we would pass the Romani village, he would still, stop and say, "I'm a good boy this week." I don't know. Just come on, Grandpa, drive. But now I think it's a great time to be alive. We're all friends now in the Balkans, and everyone's, I think, pretty happy. Croatians, they had a great World Cup in football last year, and Serbia, they have Novak Djokovic. Bosnia has, well, everyone's doing great. So that's my time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.